You ever look back and think,
Wow, past me was a bit of an idiot.
I know I do that like all the time. Hello, my name is Ken Lavigne, singer/vocal coach, and today we are diving into 10 things I wish I knew before becoming a singer. When I first started my singing career, I thought all I needed was a great voice and a dream. And it turns out there's a whole lot more to it, and some of it,
It's painfully obvious in hindsight.
if I really understood these things earlier, I could have saved myself what I feel is like years of frustration, years of bad habits, and many questionable career choices. So if you're serious about singing, stick around because I think these 10 lessons might map onto what you're going through and could hopefully change the game for you. So lesson number 1, the music industry is business first, music second. Now, you're gonna find this little trope, this little piece, this tidbit of advice, I think floating all throughout YouTube on the internet, but I don't know, it hits home for me really hard. When I first started, I really had this naive belief that talent alone would just open doors. If I just sang well enough, people would just magically line up and book me or sign me or throw money at me or whatever. But the reality is the music industry isn't built around talent. That's a really tough one to swallow. It's built around business. Now, if you want to make a living as a singer, it really helps to gain a deeper understanding that you're not just an artist. Now, I say just an artist, but you're more than that. You have to wear a bunch of different hats. You're also a technician. So a technician is someone who actually performs the duty, and your duty really is to perfect your craft. You're a manager, so that's planning your career, all of the managerial stuff that goes around that. You're an agent, finding opportunities for the manager to manage stuff and the technician to do stuff on stage. And you're also a publicist, so building your brand, all of that sort of stuff. And some days, when it becomes overwhelming, you're also your own therapist. The artists who succeed are the ones who treat their careers like a business, not just a passion project. So you gotta ask yourself, what is my job? What's my plan? What's my product? Who's my audience? All of these questions. If you don't know, it's time to start thinking like a professional. All right, so lesson number 2, take bigger risks. Like, take the biggest risk you can possibly think of. So for years, I played it small. I played it safe. I was waiting for the right moment to step up, to take risks, to put myself out there. But the truth is, I was a pretty big chicken. And here's what I learned. The big things only happen when you commit before you feel you're ready. So one of the biggest moments in my career was getting to sing at Carnegie Hall. And it only happened because I stopped waiting for permission and took the leap. The truth is, bold moves create momentum. And every major success in my career started with a decision that kind of scared the hell out of me. So if there's a gig or an audition or a project that really kind of makes you nervous, that's probably a sign that you should say yes. Okay, lesson number 3 I wish I learned is that singing is not a competition, even though it feels like one. Early on, I treated singing kind of like a sport. That I had to hit the highest notes, I had to sing the loudest, I had to get the most applause. But the longer I stayed in the industry, the more I realized music isn't a competition, it's an invitation. Other singers aren't your enemies. They're on their journey too, and they will get you. They will really understand you better than you may realize. They're your co-conspirators and co-collaborators in the success that you build together. There's no such thing as a limited amount of success. The idea that if someone gets a bigger opportunity, and that somehow means kind of less opportunities for you. And that's a total lie, completely. When I stopped seeing my career as some sort of hierarchy and I had to sort of kiss up to the people above me and stomp on the people below me and started treating it as a game where we all win by lifting each other up, things really changed. So take the pressure off yourself. Singing isn't about winning. It's about connecting with your audience, connecting with your bandmates, connecting with your co-collaborators. All of that is way more important than trying to think that it's some sort of competition that you gotta win. All right, so lesson number 4, your voice changes daily and only you will notice. You see, some days your voice it's so creamy and buttery and perfect. The vocal gods have bestowed upon you the gift of the perfect voice and you can sing anything. And other days, it's kind of like a dying goose. And here's the totally wild part. No one will notice but you. Your vocal cords are living tissue, which means they react to sleep and stress and diet and hydration and even the weather sometimes. I used to panic every time I had an off day thinking that it meant like I was losing my voice. But the truth is, the goal is consistency, not perfection. And consistency comes from good technique. Also, be kind to your voice. It responds better to that idea of playfulness than punishment. Treat it like it's a trusted friend, not your enemy that needs to be beaten into submission. It's about vocal freedom, not control. Hey, if you're getting any value out of this, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, and share with a singer who you feel really needs to hear this. All right, so lesson number 5, the audience doesn't want to hear your voice. They want to hear you. Okay, so this one kind of sounds crazy, but hear me out. I used to think that the bigger, the louder, the more impressive my voice was, the better. I wanted people to be blown away, by the size of my voice, the richness of it. I would put so much edge into my voice that it was like I was swinging around a pillowcase filled with broken glass. People were just trying to get out of the way. But then I heard a voice teacher say something that kind of changed everything for me.
Try never to sing louder than lovely. That was the quote.
And for me, that totally clicked. The audience doesn't care about your voice. They care about the emotion you bring to a song. So real vocal power isn't about volume. It's about connection. So instead of trying to show off, focus on drawing people in. The best singers make you want to lean forward, not step back and duck like I was doing. All right, lesson number 6. You want to make money? You got to diversify. Singing professionally isn't about waiting to be discovered. It's about creating multiple streams of income. The singers at the global superstar level who survive financially don't just do one thing. They perform, so like at concerts or weddings or corporate gigs or house concerts. They'll teach, so private lessons, online coaching, that sort of thing. They'll do streams or stream and sell their music on Spotify and Bandcamp and YouTube and other places as well. They'll record for other artists, so like session work, jingles, background vocals, and offer merchandise. So think Patreon and crowdfunding projects, that sort of stuff. The more ways you can monetize your voice, the more stable your career becomes. Don't put all your eggs into one gig, or don't put all your vocal eggs into one gig. Whatever the expression, I had to learn that one the hard way, and it was kind of tough, and I wish I knew that before. All right, so number 7, your breath is everything, and you're probably doing it wrong. So here's the fastest way to improve your singing. Fix your breathing. I made all the classic mistakes: shallow chest breathing, forcing too much air, holding my breath. If you want better tone, you want better control and endurance, stop forcing or pushing your breath and start managing it. Your breath should feel free, not pushed or not controlled. I spend over 2 weeks in my 10x Your Voice course. It's a 10-week course going over inhalation and onset, that whole breathing cycle. It's so important and ties into proper phonation and posture. It is the proverbial iceberg under the waterline. That's where all of the money is. So learning proper breathing technique, man, it was a game changer for me. And I spent like 10, 15 years not knowing this. I'm not really understanding it. And it was an absolute game changer for me. All right, so lesson number 8, the right teacher, the right mentor, the right coach can save you years of struggle. Not all vocal instructors are the same. They have different approaches, they have different styles, and they kind of come into different classifications. So here's the breakdown. So a voice teacher gives you technical foundation. So breathing, support, resonance, vocal health strategies, those sorts of things. A coach, they help apply those skills to your performance. A mentor, well, they'll help you navigate your career and the big picture goals. So a great teacher, they'll help you build the control. A great coach helps you express your emotion. And a great mentor helps you avoid career mistakes. Find the right people and you'll save years of trial and error. And this is a hard lesson that, oh man, I probably would have saved a decade of trial and error.
And pain.
All right, so lesson number 9, record yourself as often as you can, even when it's painful to hear. Your voice, it sounds different to others than it does in your own head. If you want to improve fast, and I mean really fast, record yourself, listen back, and adjust. When I first recorded myself, it felt so cringy at first, but it trains your ear to reveal the bad habits you have and helps you to self-correct. The mic never lies. Your ears sometimes do lie. Use it as your best teacher. All right, and finally, lesson number 10. The best singers in the room are also the best listeners. You can't sing well if you don't listen well. And what I mean by this is pick a singer you admire and mimic everything, not just the notes they sing, but how they breathe, how they phrase, how they smile when they sob, the shape of the words. And this isn't about tone. Tone is wonderful, though you may want to try and mimic that as well. You want to always remember that you have a unique voice, but your mimicry, your listening to and trying to imitate will train your instincts. And when you train your ears, your voice follows. All right, so yeah, those are 10 things. I think there's probably about 50 that I can probably include, but I think that's enough for today. Which one of these hit home for you? Is there something you wish you knew before you started singing? Or if you're new to singing, is there more that you don't understand about this whole thing? Drop all of that in the comments. I would love to hear it. So thank you so much for taking time out of your super busy day. Much love and appreciation to you all, and we will see you next time.